Hi everyone, my name is Muskan and I work as an Azure specialist in the Microsoft Education team.
Today I'm going to be introducing you to Microsoft's cloud-native SIEM, Azure Sentinel. Security is at the forefront of minds and top of priorities in every organization. As cyber attacks grow in complexity and nature, with the abundance of data that exists and continues to grow in each of our digital estates, it is crucial more than ever now to reimagine security operations in order to protect your organization and your users. In today's world, organizations are faced with the incredibly difficult challenge of trying to protect their expanding digital estate from increasing cyber attacks. The move to the cloud and a mobile workforce have pushed the border of your estate beyond the boundary of just your physical network. Your data and users and systems are everywhere. And of course, this means that as your digital estate grows, so does the volume of that data. And much of it is coming from within the cloud. So pumping it into legacy on-premise systems with all the deployment and maintenance overhead that comes with that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that volume is just going to keep growing. And so now more than ever, it is time to take advantage of cloud capabilities. The expanding digital estate creates significant challenges for IT teams at schools who are tasked with defending the expanding estate across the organization's vulnerabilities, including apps, endpoints, identities, cloud apps, docs, and even email. To shore up defenses, we find that school IT teams have deployed dozens of security products to protect each of these vulnerabilities. These security systems, unfortunately, though, don't talk to each other. And the disconnect between all these security products creates several security challenges for schools. Each of these security products produces a large volume of alerts, often which have high false positive rates and poor response prioritization, resulting in deafening alert noise. And as a result, organizations report that nearly half of alerts are never even investigated. Also, as the frequency and complexity of attacks continues to evolve, protecting information and assets in your estate becomes increasingly difficult. And of course, to add, with the financial and resource limitations that schools typically have when it comes to security operations, it's even more difficult. Investigating threats and malicious actions is complex and time-consuming, and because of the nature of all the disconnected products which typically exist in a school's infrastructure, remediation and response is just far too slow. The cloud can help manage the complexity of security operations. It simplifies and makes security easy to manage, freeing up your IT team from IT overhead work and allowing them to focus on actual security work. In a school environment, when you have such disparate data sources, trying to identify common patterns of attack becomes really complex. Harnessing cloud security means leveraging the capabilities of artificial intelligence to identify unusual patterns within your network and within the networks that you are interacting with as well, to quickly identify anomalies, compromise identities, and malicious insider actions. And it's for all these reasons that Microsoft has brought to the market Azure Sentinel. Azure Sentinel is a market-leading, end-to-end seamless security experience for your organization and provides that single pane of glass for security analytics across your entire organization. We talk about SIEM and SOAR capabilities as the foundational platform for seamless security operations. So what is SIEM and what is SOAR? SIEM stands for Security Information Event Management. Simply put, a SIEM is a bird's eye view for security analytics across your entire organization. A SIEM makes it easy to collect security data across your entire hybrid organization, so across all your devices, users, apps, servers, across any cloud, and even on-premise. It pulls all the security data from across your entire environment into a single data repository. It then uses artificial intelligence to analyze the data in this repository and quickly identify threats. SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. Basically, what it means to have a SOAR capability is the ability to automate workflows and responses to activities which are taking place in your environment. So, for example, in the case of a malware event, a SIEM would automatically pull security data from across your environment. Someone from your IT team would just be able to jump into the SIEM tool and immediately gain an understanding of the malware event from this dashboard. With a SOAR in place, the remediation action would easily be automated from within the SIEM. The SIEM system would automatically be able to discover that, for example, the malware event came from a phishing link in an email. And then the SOAR may then be able to take action to block that link in other emails so that no one else in the organization gets affected. So effectively, in this example, the SIEM orchestrates by working with the endpoint security system and the email security system and the SOAR to quickly and effectively understand and mitigate the threat. Since Sentinel is built on Azure, it offers limitless cloud scale and speed, scaling automatically to address your needs so that you only pay for what you use. Microsoft is also offering you to bring in Office 365 activity data for free into Sentinel to help you reduce security costs significantly. You can also aggregate all your security data with built-in connectors. Sentinel has over 200 inbuilt connectors, and this list continues to grow. Azure Sentinel uses the power of artificial intelligence to ensure that you're identifying and mitigating real threats quickly. Now we're going to take a deeper dive into some of these key features and capabilities that I just mentioned. Azure Sentinel is your true software as a service solution for SIEM and SOAR with automatic scalability. So no server installation, maintenance, or complex configuration. It lets your IT team focus on what's most important, which is defending your organization against any threats. Azure Sentinel is available in the Azure portal and becomes a central place for security operations. So it allows your team to get a near real-time view of security events and provides you with the tools to investigate and respond to incidents. Traditional SIEMs have proven to be expensive to own and operate and often require you to commit upfront and incur high costs for infrastructure maintenance and data ingestion. With Azure Sentinel, there are no upfront costs, so you're only paying for what you use. Now, the majority of schools are using Office 365 and are increasingly adopting the advanced security and compliance offerings, which are included in Microsoft 365. There might be many cases where you might want to combine security data from users and endpoint applications with information from your infrastructure environment and third-party data to understand a complete attack holistically. It would be ideal if you could do this all within the compliance boundaries of a single cloud provider. And this is why Microsoft enables you to bring Office 365 activity data to Azure Sentinel for free. It takes just a few clicks and you retain the data within your Microsoft cloud. Now we're going to be talking about integrating Sentinel with existing tools and data sources. With Azure Sentinel, you can aggregate all security data with built-in connectors, native integration of Microsoft signals, and support for industry standard log formats. We support easy connectors and customizable dashboards for popular solutions, including Palo Alto Networks, Symantec, and many more. Azure Sentinel is based on Azure Monitor that uses a proven and scalable log analytics database that ingests more than 10 petabytes every day and provides a very fast query engine that can sort through millions of records in seconds. Sentinel also integrates with Graph Security API to enable customers to import your own threat intelligence feeds. Azure Sentinel is an open and extensible solution. It enables your team to bring your own insights, tailored detections, machine learning models, and threat intelligence to customize analytics for your own environment. Sentinel also enables a community-driven approach to share and enhance best practices, threat intelligence, and mitigation. The GitHub community available through the Azure Sentinel dashboard can be used to share hunting queries or predefined Jupyter notebooks. Analyze and detect threats quickly with AI on your side. Security analysts face a huge burden of triage as they are not only having to sift through a sea of alerts, but also correlate alerts from different products manually or by using a traditional correlation engine. That's why Azure Sentinel uses state-of-the-art scalable machine learning algorithms to correlate millions of low-fidelity alerts to few high-fidelity security incidents. It helps reduce noise drastically and we have seen an overall reduction of up to 90% of alerts with early adopters. Azure Sentinel also includes user behavior analytics to help you identify anomalies, compromised identities, and malicious insider actions. Graphical and AI-based investigation will reduce the time it takes to understand the full scope of an attack and its impact. You can visualize the attack and take quick actions in the same dashboard. Azure Sentinel has built-in queries and Azure notebooks that are available to help your IT team navigate through the most common scenarios. And obviously, as the threat landscape evolves, so will our queries and our Azure notebooks. Now, whilst AI sharpens your focus on finding problems, once you have solved a problem, you don't want to keep finding the same problems over and over. Rather, you want to automate this to address common issues. Azure Sentinel provides built-in automation and predefined or custom playbooks to solve repetitive tasks and to respond to threats quickly. Azure Sentinel will augment existing defense and investigation tools, including best-of-breed security products, homegrown tools, and other systems like HR management applications and workflow management systems like ServiceNow. So effectively, Azure Sentinel delivers that end-to-end solution for security operations for your organization. The way that Sentinel has been built through the phases of collect, detect, investigate, and respond has been built in a way which mimics how an analyst would work through a security event, and it is based on Microsoft's global knowledge of security. During an internal security review, an increasing trend in frequency and quantity of events relating to attacks on accounts and identities was overwhelming the Brisbane Catholic Education internal operations team and was leaving them at high risk of security compromise. They were lacking a security operations center to investigate, respond to, and action events quickly within their environment. Brisbane Catholic Education engaged Microsoft partner MOQ Digital to deploy Azure Sentinel as part of MOQ Digital's Sentinel managed service. I'm now going to show you a video where the customer and partner will both share some insights about their Sentinel deployment.
Brisbane Catholic Education and MOQ Digital have been in partnership for the best part of the last decade. We have been a safe pair of hands delivering a range of managed service solutions to complement BCE and their internal technical team. As a leading Microsoft partner, it was a natural fit for MOQ Digital to recommend and deploy Microsoft's Azure Sentinel managed service for BCE.
The reason we chose Sentinel for Brisbane Catholic Education was based around their current involvement with Microsoft. There was an obvious benefit with going with Sentinel because of the Microsoft native connectors, but also with Sentinel's ability to ingest information from other log sources as well, so firewall, web filtering, and their other syslog sources. That really helped BCE be on the front foot with regards to their threat hunting, and actually has already provided immediate benefit for the SolarWinds threat that came through.
Brisbane Catholic Education, 144 schools in the southeast part of Queensland. We have 75,000 students, 12,000 staff, and our job is, in the technology area, is to provide a safe learning environment for our students that leads to improved learning outcomes. So why did we go Microsoft Sentinel? Probably first started out with a presentation from Microsoft talking about a new product they were releasing quite some time ago. The way they presented how it could ingest event logs from Microsoft systems, but also other systems, really got us interested. We are a Microsoft first shop and we're comfortable with the Microsoft platform. We've got in-house skills, but also too, we have a partner in MOQ Digital who had given us a briefing on what they could do with Sentinel. So great product from Microsoft. MOQ had provided great managed services previously, and we were looking to bring both those together, so to use the Sentinel product, but have MOQ Digital manage it for us.
One of the benefits we've seen of using Microsoft Sentinel is not only can we understand when a system's been compromised and patch, but Microsoft release runbooks almost instantly for us to review the whole environment and understand any indicators of compromise across the environment. It allows us to add an extra level to our security service.
I'd recommend that Businesses use Microsoft Sentinel to ingest their Microsoft data sources because it's simple and easy, but also to use the other connector capabilities to ingest other sources that provides additional information around threats to their environment. And then from there to use the AI and ML capabilities within Sentinel to help with the threat hunting and to help remediate those threats.
Remember ScoMo spoke about state-sponsored attacks from overseas hitting Australia. 2 weeks before that was in the press, we got a stack of hits and alerts coming in MOQ via Sentinel, alerted us of those attacks well before it hit the press. And the organisation's got a lot more confidence in our cyber security capability. One of the things our execs read stuff in the press, they hear stories, and we're always getting asked, what are we doing to protect ourselves from this? And to be able to show them a Sentinel dashboard, the daily reports we get from MOQ Digital, the event alerts and how they've been addressed, the playbooks that have been run. All of that's just, it's made the organisation feel a lot more comfortable in our ability to detect and address cybersecurity events.
So now it's time for you to get started with Azure Sentinel, which is available for a free trial for 31 days by hopping onto the Azure portal, opening Azure Sentinel and connecting up your data sources. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about Azure Sentinel.